In this toy spot, we're going to be having a look at the DC Superheroes Wave 3, Azrael. Azrael probably was one of the hardest to find characters from this wave. The wave consisted of, there was a Batman, there was a Azrael, I was going to say Two-Face, but there was Mr. Freeze, and then there was Robin. Of the four, though, the Azrael was the hardest to find. Somewhat ironic, however, the fact that when I bought this figure, as ludicrous as it sounds, I probably paid around $50 for this figure. The figure was a limited chase figure of the wave, and even to find him at the time that this wave was released was next to impossible. I did pick him up, and again, I paid a little more for it than I really wanted to. It is ironic now to think that to get this figure is quite easy to find now, because this figure got released with the Batgirl. Yes, with the Batgirl. The two of them were released in the current DC Universe 2-pack waves. 2-pack waves consisted of Azrael, Batgirl, there was Mongol and Cyborg, and I think there was another one as well, and for the life of me I can't remember what it was. But you can find this set now, the Batgirl and Azrael, for probably about $24, $24.99 I've seen them at. But the initial one, let me tell you, I do regret paying as much as I did for this guy. It is a nice figure, but, well, what we'll do, I mean, the packaging is the same as the other figures. There's nothing really different I mean, they've still got the backdrop splash that you could put behind the characters. I think that's just a waste of time. But I mean, there you have the packaging. What I'll do is I won't spend any more time doing the package just because it's the same as the other figures. But I'll open this guy up for you, and you guys can get a closer look at Azrael. Now, one thing I love about DC superhero figures that unfortunately Marvel Legends and everything else did have is that superhero figures did not have twist ties. So to open these guys up and get them on display doesn't take any time or effort at all. You don't have to spend the next 10 minutes taking off those stupid twist ties. But it's unfortunate, though, that when I took the figure out of the package, it wasn't as nice as what I thought he would be. The sculpt on him is unbelievably nice. I mean, you really, I like Azrael, and I did like the time he was Batman. Some people weren't a big fan of him, but I like Azrael. I think he was kind of a neat character, and the sculpt on him is really nice, quite nice actually. He has these really nice flame blades kind of thing with a little flame energy sculpted right to the blade. It's a rubber, so I have to be careful that this won't actually break off at any point, because I don't know how secure it is to the actual gauntlet or to his glove that he's wearing. But if you guys can make it out, the detailing on his glove is quite nice too. See all the little wires and circuitry and everything else. Now his hand is molded shut. I guess there is no reason to give him an accessory, but it would have been nice if you actually had a hole there. You know, if you wanted to hold a batarang or something else. But he has articulation in the shoulders, he has articulation in the elbows. What disappointed me about the figure, first of all, is the fact that the figure itself is really loose. At least my figure was. When I took him out of the packaging, I noticed that the arm was really loose on this side. Where it really hurt the figure was down here. And I don't know if you guys can quite make out. I'll move the camera here. But this really bothered me here. His legs, for all intensive purposes, should be the same as a regular Batman figure or a Superman figure. Instead, though, can you guys see that? I mean, his leg is posed in a certain position. it's been sculpted that he has this really funky stance. I mean, you know, he still has the same articulation from what it looks, although everything is a little smaller on him. I mean, if you compare him over to what the Batman was, the waist and everything on this guy is a lot smaller. He also has really loose legs and a loose foot. Actually, I think both feet are rather loose. No, just this one. But his waist also is really loose too. I really like the figure, and it's sad. It's sad now that I've opened him up to see such a beautifully sculpted figure with the horrible, there we go, with the horrible sculpt on the legs. Because it just seems, I don't know why they would have done that. Just keep the legs straight, like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep them straight. I don't know why you have to give them this pre-posed sculpt. But I'll turn him around quickly so you guys can see the full, his cape, which I always thought was the coolest thing about Azrael, was this really cool cape that they drew on him. And the character, or the figure, does sport that same cape, which is really, really nice. It's just a shame that we've got this really weird stance on the character. I don't even think they improved on this when they released the 2-pack of the characters. They just essentially kept the exact same mold. So if you guys go and find this mold, the 2-pack, you're going to end up getting the exact same figure. But there you have a toy spot. Oh, and it's also his head doesn't sit up either, which is kind of a drawback. But there you have a toy spot on DC Superheroes Wave 3, Azrael. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.